You ready to haul off?
Yeah.
You ready to tube out? You ready to tube in?
You ready to pound off into the night?
You ready to tube it on out?
Yeah. Let's just do it. Let's just start. Yeah.
Let's just start tubing.
Yes.
Just
Welcome.
really tube it out.
Tube it out. I like your glasses, by the way. Oh, you were wearing those
Hey.
when you saw last time. That's good.
Yeah, these are my glasses. I have another pair that I don't wear as much that I probably should.
Yeah.
Because I bought them, but my work actually paid for them, so fuck it. Maybe I don't need to worry about it.
That's true. That's true. All right.
They paid for two pairs. Two pairs. I don't think they're supposed to pay for two.
And glass frames are very expensive, like ridiculously expensive for.
Not mine.
Well, not
Mine are
yours,
pretty cheap.
but for us, for the proletariat of the proletariats of the world, Tim.
Wait, what are you talking? I'm in the union, fucker. I'm proletariat. I'm labor.
Well,
You're
I'm
out
not-
here scabbing.
I'm a temp.
You're scabbing.
I'm a temp, so you know how I feel.
Yeah, exactly. So you are a scab. You're driving down the wages for the real employees
Well,
out
yeah,
here.
I don't even have benefits. I don't have the bennies to pay for.
Yeah, exactly. You shouldn't accept that. We want to talk about proletariat. Talk about the labor movement. Are you recording the video, by the way? Are we going to do this video?
I am recording.
Okay, so this is going to be my beer for everyone at home who knows anything about beer. Get excited. Get jealous. I'm going to start drinking a pint of the Elder right now because I am the man. You want to talk about labor movements, calling yourself a proletariat here. You shouldn't be accepting a job that doesn't pay you properly or offer benefits or a competitive wage because all you're doing is driving down the cost of labor for your fellow workers. Meanwhile, me, in the union, collective bargaining, I believe in hoisting up my fellow proletariats.
Without getting too into it, how does that work? Real talk, how does that drive down? I don't understand how that works.
Because if the business knows that they can pay you less and not give you benefits, then they know that they don't need to give someone else more money or benefits. Because they can do that to you. Well, you're letting them get away with it. You should reject that.
I never thought of it that way.
Well, it's the truth.
But
anyways, what are you going to do? Our society sucks and you got to pay for that kid you got. So
I'm making the most money I've ever made doing the least amount of work I've ever done. So I feel like...
Really?
Yeah.
I'm in the same camp, honestly. Yeah. I was thinking about it. A friend of mine was talking to me, and I make almost $100,000 a year, and I have no college debt or anything.
You make almost $100K a year?
Yeah.
Damn, son.
I know, it's insane. And like I said, I don't have any debt. But I was listening to, I think it was on the media, and they were talking about the being able to file your taxes for free.
Uh-huh.
They said 75% of American citizens are able to file their taxes for free based on how much income they make in this website. And then when they said how much you had to make, it was like, you have to make under $55,000. I'm like, how is it possible that I'm in the top 25% of earners? Just me, not even including my wife's income.
And you don't have any debt, so that's even better.
Yeah.
You don't have any student loans.
No student loans. That's insane, though, right? Like, that, I am not rich. I shouldn't be in the top 25%.
No.
That's insane. Like, that just shows that our economy's fucked, basically.
Yeah.
Because it's not. I'm not like a rich person. I don't own a home. I don't have. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have the money for that. But yet somehow, like, I'm not within the bottom 75%.
LA. If you made $100K in Iowa, you'd be able to own 2 homes.
Yeah, but I wouldn't make this much in somewhere else.
Well, why is that? Because the cost of living in LA is ridiculous.
Yeah, because they pay you based on the cost of living.
But not.
But that's.
Go on.
I know not everyone here makes... I do make a good amount. I'm not trying to say that.
Right.
But what I'm saying is that it's not... It's out of whack. It's completely out of whack. Because I'm not... Yeah, I'm not... I shouldn't be in the top 25% of income earners. That's insane. And I know dozens of people. That means that there's people who, like... There's probably people who make negative money. Like, there has to be. Because, like, they're skewing the numbers in a way that makes it, like, insane. Like, there's people who just make, like, nothing, essentially. Or they make negative money.
How do you fix that? Basic income? Because I like the idea of basic
income. That would be good, yeah. Basic income.
But you'll never be able to convince most people to be down with it because it's like, that's just socialism. Everybody always screams, that's socialism.
Well, and the big thing, too, is that they don't want to be giving a basic income to people who come over to this country from shithole countries.
Oh.
You don't want some shithole country person to show up in America, be here for like a week, and then...
Unless they're from Norway or Sweden.
Yeah.
Or
did you hear? Have you heard kind of more of the breakdown of the whole thing?
Because it sounds must tell me about this. Yeah. So no, well, I asked him because I said, did he really say those African countries are shitholes? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, but wait a minute, hasn't he called the White House a shithole? Like, why are people so surprised? And my boss is like, well, first of all, people don't expect the world leader to be talking this way, at least not publicly. And second of all, he said, those are shithole countries. We would rather have people from places like Norway. And I was like, what? He said that second part? Like, that made it so much worse that he said,
right,
those are shithole countries. I want people from a Nordic country. I want people from a predominantly white, well-off, part of the world. Not a poor country like Haiti or an African country, which it's kind of stupid to say because I think we were talking about this, and I think he said that like a good percentage of people from not Nairobi, maybe it was like I forget
Haiti.
What's that?
I think it was Haiti.
Whichever country, it was an African country. A good percentage of the men there are college educated and stuff, and they actually, they're not living in huts, as I think he once also said about people in Africa that they live in huts or something, which is also extremely
like Ugandan Knuckles.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have you seen Ugandan Knuckles?
No, I don't know what that is actually.
Oh, it's some meme on the internet from some stupid video game thing where people have this like crude drawing of Knuckles from Sonic that they make their avatar for the game, and then they do that bad African voice. Will you show me the way? Will you show me the way? That's what they say over and over again. It's kind of racist for sure, but
the internet is the worst thing to ever be invented.
This is true. So, I've never seen anything worse than the internet in my life.
Not to go off on too much of a tangent, but we were also talking about because because the new Tonya Harding movie's out right now, and I was saying, I was like, wait a minute, Nancy Kerrigan was the person who got her legs almost broken. Now, she didn't actually get them broken, but she did get physically injured. Why isn't there a Nancy Kerrigan movie out right now? Like, she's the victim. Why is the movie about Tonya Harding? And they were just telling me about how that was a huge rivalry back in the days, and there was a lot of drama between like other famous Olympic athletes who did figure skating and aerobics, or what's it called? What's the chicks that jump around on the bars and stuff? What's that called?
Gymnastics. Aerobics, he says.
And he was saying, like, I was saying, he was telling me basically, this is my boss telling me the same thing. He was telling me that these people were like heroes. Like, they were like American heroes because they were Olympic athletes, right? And this is huge back in that time. And I said, well, what about the Olympic athletes now? Like those young girls that get like body shamed and all that shit. And he's like, well, that's because of social media. Like, if social media had been around back then, you bet your ass people would have been talking the same kind of shit. But there was no social media in the early 90s / late 80s. So there wasn't a platform for people to just go on and talk shit about these women who did all this. So going back to what I said earlier, the internet is the worst thing ever invented because of stuff like that. That's just one of many reasons, I think. Maybe we shouldn't have net neutrality. Maybe if people have to pay a premium to have certain services, and they just won't pay for it, and there'll be less assholes on the internet. Who knows, right? Who knows?
I doubt it. I think that the people who would pay would be the premium assholes. The people who, like, it's important to them to be dicks on the internet. Yeah, but like a lot of the people on the internet, like, okay, remember when the internet was a little bit harder to access, like just 10 years ago or so?
Yeah.
When there was less people on there, it wasn't like I think it was worse then. I think there was a lot more shitty stuff just constantly. I felt like people calling people the R word and the F gay slur constantly. Like, that was like all the internet was. Now I feel like that there's more people on there. It's less that way. Like, it's more like society. Yeah. So I think the opposite is true, honestly. But yeah, I guess, okay, so the context of shithole countries, too, from what I heard, was that they were like literally in the middle of talking about African countries and having more visas go to specifically African countries, and that's when he said it.
Right.
So it's like in the exact context, he's actually saying countries in Africa are shithole countries, which is fucking amazing. And, like, yeah, I was hearing some people talk about it, how, like, the way that he speaks about Americans, basically American citizens, but just because they came from another country, and especially a shithole country, he talks about them like they're not American citizens. Like, they still don't deserve the same rights that real Americans do. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. My whole thing is, I was saying this at work. I was like, we almost shouldn't be surprised about any of this stuff anymore.
Right.
The bar has been set so low that we shouldn't be surprised about anything he says anymore because, it's I don't know, it's like every day it's a competition with himself to say something even more atrocious.
It's very true. It's very true. Well, I guess, okay, so we came on here. The idea was going to be that we were going to talk about Fire and Fury, right? We're kind of already shooting the shit. This is a special episode of Lucha Undead, as I've dubbed it, Trippin' and Sippin', because we're tripping on our shitty-ass president while sipping a couple beers. Adrian, you're drinking that Stimulus that I gave you. That is from Eagle Rock Brewing. Cool-looking can, right?
I like it. I like the graphic.
Dark Matter coffee infused or in the beer. From what I heard, Dark Matter is a coffee company that actually makes their coffees with the concept of being used in beers, which is really cool. So yeah, I'm drinking the Pliny the Elder, kind of the old school, old gangster whale of West Coast IPAs out of Santa Rosa, California, I think. Yeah, San Jose, maybe. No, Santa Rosa, up top, way up there. Good stuff all around. Enjoying the beer. I wanted to look up to see what the like a Pliny clone would say to put in it, and it's what I'm seeing here on this one. It's like if you're going to brew your own Pliny at home, it's primarily Columbus, Sentinel, and Simcoe hops, which is interesting. It's the old school hops, which makes sense because I guess it is a old school IPA. But it's funny to think. It's funny to think it's those hops with all the other kind of new cool hops that are around. That's the hops that are in this beer that everyone goes crazy for. Yeah. But so we're going to talk about Fire and Fury. We both listened to the ebook, right? Weren't able to get a copy of the written book.
I haven't listened to the whole thing yet. In fact, I haven't listened to most of it. I've been so busy. I've been trying to listen to it.
Okay.
But I've obviously heard about it. It's been making the rounds in the news.
All right. Well, is there anything else you wanted to talk about? We don't have to talk about that. I brought it up. You were the one who actually said we were going to do it today. I figured we could wait, but...
Well, we could at least touch on your thoughts on it. Have you listened to the whole thing? It's like, what, a 12-hour...
No. I mean, I don't want to get into anything that you haven't gotten to yet, really. I don't know. How far did you go? How far are you?
Not very far.
Okay.
These days, it's hard to
not worry
get an
about
hour to myself, if you know what I mean. What's that?
Right. Yeah, well, let's not worry about it.
Really quick, actually, let's have a moment of silence because I recently lost my tulip glass. So I was putting it in the dishwasher and I hit the edge of it on the rack and it broke. So rip my tulip glass that I really loved and enjoyed, but this just means I have to buy a new tulip glass, but it's gonna be a while before I do that because I'm a little on the on the poor side right now.
Yeah.
But I will get it.
It's tough.
Yeah.
I got my my nice one that I got for free with a couple of growlers from Honest Abe's Cidery. So nice. I give big ups. It's a really nice one. It's nice quality. It's thick glass, which is good, and it's got the cool little Abe Lincoln with an apple face glass. This is like my favorite tulip to drink out of, which is great. It's nice and thick. The bottom is cool. It holds pretty much a full pint if you kind of pour it all the way up to the top, which you're really not supposed to. It's really cool. I really like this glass a lot, and I got it for free, which is really awesome.
That's the best part. That's is that a 16-ounce glass or a 32-ounce?
It holds 16 ounces, but it probably shouldn't. Right. It should probably be used for 12-ounce pour.
I want to get one of those tulip glasses that you get at breweries, the really big fat ones,
Okay.
Those are hard to find. I've only ever seen the smaller ones, like the 16-ounce ones.
Yeah, for sure.
I think mine was a 12-ounce because you could barely pour a can or a bottle into it, so it was small. But, she shall be missed. Yeah. So no, I am curious though, since we did bring it up really quick. What do you think about Fire and Fury? Can you give me a little Reader's Digest on your thoughts on it?
No. I've already told you 3 times. Let's just drop it. We're not going to talk about it. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it if you don't.
We'll cut that part out.
No.
We'll cut it out.
No, we're not going to cut anything out. We're leaving this. Leaving it all right there.
Yeah, well,
nasty.
We're obviously doing something different in that we are recording video, which we've never done before. We've had the capability.
We have never done that before. This is true.
But I feel like it's actually good because now we can actually show what we're drinking so we can actually get an idea what it looks like. Because sometimes you go on Untapped and there's pictures and stuff, but they're always like blurry, low quality. At least this way we can actually, see, what it is that we're drinking. Those beers that you gave me, they weren't all from the same brewery though, right? They were.
No, they were from all over the place.
Yeah, how did you get a plastic cap holder thing for 3 of them?
Oh, I got those things all over the place, man.
So you
I got too many of those goddamn things.
So you essentially can make your own 6-pack with those things without having to worry about, like, it'll just fit
Yeah,
in
exactly.
each can.
Yeah.
All right, that's interesting. Anyway, but no, I like this beer. I think we have 2 beers tonight. I like this beer. It's when I first drank it, and obviously it has actual coffee in it. So when I first drank it, it reminded me of Starbucks cold brew energy drinks that they sell.
Okay.
But obviously not. It's a beer at the same time. So is this gonna like wake me up and like make me mellow or what? Because it's a beer, but it's also a coffee.
The first time I had it, I drank a few of them all in one night, and I did have trouble falling to sleep afterwards. But that was it. Like, I didn't... How do I put it? Like, I didn't get, like, super wired or awake. It was just tough to fall asleep.
Yeah.
That was it.
So what do these numbers mean right here, then? Is that what the coffee is? The coffee strength?
Okay. I guess you're showing it for the people. I should probably look at my own can, though, so I can actually read it.
Okay.
Yeah,
there's numbers towards the bottom.
Right.
I'll read it for our audio listeners. OG 29.0.
I don't know what OG is, if I'm perfectly honest.
FG 5.0 P. 5.0 degree P. IBU 75.
Original gravity, forced gravity. IBUs are international bitter units. SRM, I don't know what it stands for, but it's the color.
Okay.
So the original gravity, that's 29.0 Plato, and then they force gravitied it to 5 Plato, which I guess means inside the can. I don't know.
So what is gravity again? I always forget.
Gravity's the thickness.
The thickness. Oh, okay.
Yeah. IBUs are the bitterness. 75 is not super high, really, and SRM is the color. 42, I guess, is dark because it's like pitch black.
This bad boy has 14% ABV, Tim. That's
hell yeah, it is.
That is no snoozer.
Hell yeah, it is, and it'll get you drunk.
That is dark too. That is like chocolate. Obviously, it's a coffee beer. I mean that it's syrupy too. Like I can like feel the syrupiness in my fingers.
Right.
When I rim the edge of the the can, they're like a weirdo. Oh God, now it's all sticky. So I like it. This is a good camping beer. This is a beer I could see myself taking to a camping trip to stay warm by a nice fire after you've had some s'mores and some hot dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a dinner beer by the campfire.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a dinner beer
or a morning beer because it's also a coffee beer. So you never know.
Not a great shower beer.
No. What's a good shower beer in your opinion? Like
something light.
Something light, yeah.
Lagery, something where you're not going to notice that it got some extra water in there.
Yeah, no, exactly. So what are you drinking, and how do you like it?
I'm drinking Pliny the Elder, and I'm loving it. I am loving it.
What kind of beer is that?
I was talking about it a little bit earlier. It's a double IPA out of Santa Rosa, California, from Russian River Brewing. Just really, really good stuff, if you ask me. Top shelf beer for the man on the go. No, it's like an old school ale. It's a West Coast style. People are like super into it. Make a big deal about it and line up and buy cases of it when it comes out fresh. There is Pliny the Younger, which is the triple version of it. It's even less malt, more hopped, kind of crazy IPA bomb. That's even more sought after than this one, but still real good stuff. Yeah, I dig it. It got some good bitterness, but it's actually also really balanced and malty. It's not like a crazy. It's like comparatively to the IPAs that are out there now, it's definitely not the hoppiest thing out there, but it's nice because it has a little bit more balance to it.
Gotcha. What rating are you gonna give that on Tap? Because I gave mine a 4 point. No, sorry, I gave mine a
I
3.75.
think I've rated it actually before. What's up?
Oh, I wasn't saying anything. Sorry.
Uh, oh, I was like losing you there. You were garbled up to the heavens. Um, I can check what I've given it before. I think I would give it like a 4.5 in that range. 4.75 maybe. It's pretty good. Pretty good beer.
That's a really good beer.
I'm gonna have to sign back into Untapped to check this out. I guess I'll just go on my phone to make it a little bit easier for me. Let's see, give me a second. Anyways, Adrian, what you been up to? Let's shoot the old shit, if you will.
Well, let's see. Oops. Well, I am a dad now, as you know. And
Yeah, good for you, huh?
That's been an adventure.
You're going underwater, so...
Going underwater? What do you mean?
You were turning into some kind of water monster.
Oh, is my connection bad right now?
It was for a second, but now it's better.
Okay. So yeah, so I'm a dad now, so that's been fun.
That's fun. You like being a dad now, right?
Yeah, well, I don't like the no sleep, or the lack of sleep on certain days. No, it's fine. It's been good. This is his first week of daycare. So that was interesting. We were talking about. Oh, this is maybe something we could talk about. If you're comfortable talking about it. I told you that the daycare that we sent him to, a lot of the women that work there are from immigrants from other countries like African countries.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Asian countries. And you said something that really was interesting to me. You said that something along the lines of, correct me if I'm wrong here, something along the lines of society doesn't appreciate those people as much. But I forget what you got into a little bit. So I
meant the jobs, not those people. But yeah, I mean, yes, that's true.
So
I meant like.
Tell me what you said. Tell me what you said, basically.
That society doesn't respect people who do emotional labor and caretaking and stuff like that properly, and they don't pay them well. That's why you end up with a lot of people who are I'm not going to say down on their luck, but who are not like I guess native born from America and not necessarily like the most educated end up with jobs like that, unfortunately, because those are the only people, again, talking like we were talking earlier, who will take those jobs. So that's like kind of where you end up with that. That was all I was really saying.
I just thought that was really interesting because it never occurred to me that that's a thing, but it still obviously is, and I don't know. How do you fix it? Something like that.
I don't think that you can.
I don't think that you can either. But this almost makes me feel like going back to the whole capitalism versus socialism type thing,
Right.
Because I feel like if things worked a little bit differently, that wouldn't be the case. There wouldn't be any kind of shame for anyone to work in that line of work,
Yeah, for sure.
Whether it's caretaking or whether it's whatever. Did you see that video, by the way, of that teacher that got arrested for speaking out against?
No. Tell me about this.
Yeah, so there was a school board meeting, and they were trying to approve a salary raise for the superintendent. I think it was like a salary raise of like another $38,000 a year or something crazy like that.
Okay.
You have to look this up because I don't remember the exact number. In fact, I'll look it up.
Just the facts, ma'am.
So she was like, "Well, why is it that you guys are?" Excuse me, I'm getting over a little bit of a cold. Why is it that you guys are giving this guy a raise when the teachers of this district haven't gotten a very good raise in a long time, and we're having to pay for a lot of things out of pocket? So she was like very vocal about this, and the on-duty police officer told her to get out of the room, to leave, otherwise he was going to arrest her. So he made her leave.
For speaking her mind? And
in the hallway, he arrested her. And the video obviously went viral. It's making the rounds. She released a video the other day saying how they're gonna. I think it's saying they're gonna protest this or something. But yeah, I was just thinking that's. I feel like teaching is another one of those sort of underappreciated professions in this country and that's a real problem, considering that you know, people leave their kids with these people 8 hours a day from K through 12, and in a lot of places teachers are treated like dirt, and they're paid dirt, and they're in unions too. So I mean, they're not making what you're making, Tim, and you're in a union. How does that work?
I don't know. I guess their unions just aren't strong enough. I mean, they talk about the teachers' unions being strong, though. It is interesting. I think it's really like elementary school, because I think that like college level teachers get paid pretty well and have pretty cushy setup. So it's just like it's a weird not business model, but it's a weird like model for the union, and it's super unfair, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, let me read you the quick. We'll do a quick news brief here.
Okay.
Louisiana teacher Dacia Hargrave is likely to file a lawsuit over a breach of First Amendment rights after she was roughly ejected from a school board meeting and arrested for questioning her superintendent's pay raise. Footage of Hargrave, a middle school English teacher, being removed from the meeting Monday evening went viral as she was forced into handcuffs by an officer and jailed for asking questions about pay policies. In the video, she can be heard crying out as she's led away. The officer can be heard asking, "What are you doing? Stop resisting." She replies that she was not resisting the arrest. Quote, "I am not, and you just pushed me to the floor." Unquote. Hargrave says that. I guess you don't have to say unquote if the article says Hargrave says, right?
Right, you would think.
The Chicago Tribune reported that while the teacher has declined to say with certainty that she will launch a lawsuit, it looks likely. "We'll see how it goes," she said, "but I clearly feel my First Amendment rights were violated, and I feel like, there will be a lawsuit filed for that." Police tape hangs across the street in front of the house that Dennis... Oh, that's a whole different story. What the hell? Why did this article just jump to a whole different story that has nothing to do with the first story? That's weird. There was a picture, and then there was the next article. It doesn't even like show you like any kind of like a headline or nothing to separate the two stories. That's weird.
Huh.
Oh, wait.
That's weird. That is very weird. Oh.
Wait, what? This is so bizarre. It just has a picture of police tape, hangs across the street in front of the house that Dennis Rader lives in. What? That has nothing to do with this story. Sorry, let me keep going. I should probably cut that out.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. Hargrave has received an outpouring of public support since her arrest was shared across social media. Roughly 100 people protested in support of the teacher in the rain on Thursday night, chanting, "Stand by Dacia," and waving signs supporting free speech. She has said she believes Vermilion Parish School Board President Anthony Fontana should resign in the wake of the incident, but declined to make a definitive comment on Reggie Hiltz, the deputy city marshal, who handcuffed her, saying he needs training. Whether or not he should lose his job, she said, was unclear. Some of the anger directed at the school board has taken a darker tone. CBS reported Thursday that death threats against Fontana had been made as far away as South America, Australia, and England, as well as other U.S. states. The threats have been reported to the FBI and local police. But yeah, so my sister-in-law is a teacher, so when I first saw the video, I posted it to her Facebook saying, "Are you ready to be pissed off today?"
Nice. Trying to rile people up while they're just at home trying to have a good day off, huh?
Exactly. So that was the I think the most interesting story of the week. It reminds me of that season 4 of The Wire, where we get to see sort of an insight into how the school system works in this country, and just how broken it really is. But that's a whole other thing that I won't get into right now.
No?
No.
You should. We should really get ginned up about the school system. I like showing off your shirt. You're real proud of that thing, huh?
So, I'm a big guy, as you know, but I was at Left Hand Brewing, and I saw this shirt, and they didn't have it in my size. They only had it in, like, extra large. This is an extra large shirt. It's way too big on me.
Right.
It's more like my my pajama shirt at this point, because it's big, it's comfortable, and I can just kind of lounge around the house in it and have a good time. Are you wearing in-ear headphones, earbuds, by the way? Is that what you have in your ears? I always assumed you wore headphones like mine.
Yeah, I'm wearing in-ear buds. That's what I always wear.
I didn't know that. Oh, now I can show off this to you, by the way.
What is it? Oh, that's that thing you were telling me about, huh?
This is why I need to drink more bottled beer.
Yeah, it's tough. I know you have a Coca-Cola cap on there.
Yeah, my wife did.
Get that out of there. Get that out of there. You're not supposed to have soda in there.
Yeah, I know, right? So this is what I got.
Why is there one a C? Why is one of them a C?
A C? Well, I don't see a C. What do you mean?
It's a letter C right there.
Which row?
I'm pointing right at it. Can you see me? Underneath the purple. No, go to the left. No, wait. Right. Middle. Hold on. You see the purple anchor?
Yeah.
Right underneath the purple anchor.
Oh, a C? Oh, that's for Colorado. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Is the thing? Oh, is it supposed to just be Colorado beers?
I guess, but I'm putting everything. I have New Belgium, Odell, Full Sail, Avery, Tommy Knocker, Odell again, Ballast Point, Left Hand, Odell again. Trademark? I don't know what that is. Sierra Nevada, Crazy Mountain, California Brewed, Sierra Nevada again, Coca-Cola, Seasoned Ale from Odell. Trademark use opener. It's got an anchor. I don't know what that is. Solar powered brewery? Is that
The anchor is anchor. It's anchor steam.
Is solar powered brewery that one brewery? It's from Northern California. We've talked about this before. What's it called? That solar powered brewery you've talked about on the show. What is that?
Wait, are you talking about Anchor? Are you talking about the Anchor?
No. It's something Anderson. Anderson Valley. Aren't they a solar powered
Anderson Valley. Yeah.
New Belgium again. Deschutes. I'm not sure what this blue and black one is. I don't know. But yeah, I'm trying to fill that bad boy up. That's gonna be my soft New Year's resolution. Get as many beer caps as we can into that show. Tim, I think this is a good first segment.
This has been a good first segment.
I think we've talked about a lot of stuff in 30 minutes.
Are you ready to go? Are we going to go to a break? Is that what you're saying?
I think so. I think we'll go to a break. I'm going to finish this up. We're going to go to a break, and I'm going to bring my second beer. I'm really excited about my second beer, so I can't.
Okay.
I hope you're just as excited as I am for your second beer as well, whatever that may be.
Right.
So let's take another break. When we come back, we're going to do our second beer. How does that sound?
That sounds good.
Hey, we're back to our inaugural video episode of Top Beer Lucha Undead, Top Beer, Lucha Undead. What do you think?
Lucha Undead Top Beer is usually what I call it, but I've been thinking about phasing out Lucha Undead. What do you think?
Well, like slowly. We can't call every episode Top Beer unless you just want to call the other.
Just Top Beer and Get to Know.
Get to Know, yeah, that works for me.
Get to know Top Beer.
Tim,
2 different. Yes.
My second beer tonight. I'm really excited about this. I hope you're excited too.
I am excited.
This is from Avery Brewing Company.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
Right. This is Tequila Cerebus Barrel Aged Sour Ale.
Oh, I've been thinking about this one. I was almost going to get it, so you could try it for me. Because it's too expensive. How much was that?
I'd rather not say.
Was it 12 or was it 15?
14.
14, okay. Yeah, because it's like 15 out here, so I wasn't sure if maybe it was cheaper out there.
And it's only a 12-ounce bottle, but whatever.
It's worth it. It's worth every penny.
Number 43 in our barrel-aged series. Ale-aged in Suerte, which is Spanish for luck.
Okay.
Tequila barrels. Bottled on March... Okay, explain to me this. Bottled on March 17th of 2017, right?
Uh-huh.
That was last year. Now, you gave me some beers like 6, 7 months ago that had an expiration date, like 3 months after you gave them to me. Even though I did drink one of them back like a couple weeks ago. So, does beer... What is it? Just different types of beers have different types of expiration dates, or what is it? Because that seems strange.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, very much so.
All right. Now that we've covered that, that's great. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Beers that are like primarily hoppy, IPAs, stuff like that, are going to go bad quickly. Everything else pretty much is fine as long as it ages.
Okay.
Like it'll be fine if it just
that makes sense.
If it continues going.
Yeah.
Except for like some kettle sours, I feel like kind of go shitty. If they sit, they kind of separate, but otherwise they're like theoretically they're fine. I just think it has to do with how they're stored. So yeah.
All right. So this is 7.35 ABV. Production 1276 cases. 1,276 cases of this have been made. Is that what it's saying? Brewed and bottled by Avery Brewing Company out of beautiful Boulder, Colorado. Number 43 to our friends Lance and Lawrence. We're lucky to know you. Lucky in quotes, by the way. Why would you put lucky in quotes? That seems strange.
I don't know. That's
We're lucky to know you. Even luckier to know your reposado and añejo barrels. Buena suerte. Good luck.
Well,
What is reposado? Repossessed? Repositioned? Repoed? I don't know. Yeah, that's gotta be it. It was aged in tequila barrels, so I'm assuming that they acquired them. All right. Anyway, enough talk. Let's open her up, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Wow. Hold on. It's a little fruity, actually. It smells very fruity, believe it or not. This smells like a sour. I'm almost afraid to drink this.
No, well, I mean, what? You don't like sours?
No, I mean, it's not my go-to. But I like Avery, so I have to try this. Let's see.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. That is sour, and that is very alcohol-y, if that makes sense.
Alcohol-y?
New word of the year, alcohol-y. That's really
alcohol-y Culkin?
Yeah. That is, yeah. I don't drink tequila, but you can taste the alcohol for sure. But you know what, though? You know what? I've had, like barrel-aged beers in the past where you can really taste the alcohol. This is really well balanced. You get more of a... There's a little bit of a spiciness in this, by the way. It's like sour, and the aftertaste is a little bit of a spiciness to it. Just a subtle hint of some kind of a spice. I don't know if that's just me or that my palate is messed up or what it is, but...
I think your palate might be messed up.
Well, on the back end, I got a little, like a slight, almost like a slight subtle ginger taste, if that makes sense. Slight
subtle ginger, he says. Okay. I can see that.
That's good, though. I like it. Let's see. Got to go on the old Untappd. By the way, for those of you listening and watching, follow us on Untappd. Tim is at Lucha Undead. Good luck phasing that out. I'm at De La Boots on Untappd. Give us a follow. I'll keep up with what we're drinking on there. What's this called again? Tequila.
Boner Killer.
Cerbus. That's one word.
Cerbus.
Tequila Cerbus. There it is. Sour ale. Yeah, there it is. There she blows. Average rating of 4.14. People like this beer.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. What should I give it?
Well.
Oh, your wife makes a cameo.
Oh, hey. Perfect.
Hi, Alicia. Bye, Alicia.
She can't hear you. She cannot hear you, and nor does she want to.
She didn't look very happy. Is she all right? Oh,
talk to me. Can you see me?
Yes. I think she's giving you the finger, buddy.
Hey, that's not very
You read the room wrong. She's not. This is not a waving situation. That's for you. You're welcome, Adrian.
Come on, that's not very ladylike. Whatever.
That's what you get.
I'm gonna give this a 3.50 on
3.50.
Is that fair or is that too low in your opinion?
No, that seems right. Yeah,
there you go. You know how fucking Untappd will have a location you can tag?
Yes.
And it'll have stuff that's already loaded in there. For some reason, whenever I'm here at home, there's a place that I can tag called Skell's Meth Lab.
Sick. Skell? How's it spelled?
Skel. Skell's Meth Lab.
You should go to Skell's.
I always loved your performance art idea of going on a stage and just building a meth lab.
Yeah, well, okay, so I have got to give the full story. So the idea is that, at a show where a lot of, synth-heavy, weird, artsy bands perform... Because if you ever go to enough, music shows, concerts, where there's, synth bands that use, effects pedals and a bunch of different processors and keyboards and stuff, they'll take fucking forever to set up all their equipment because they have to plug all this stuff in and drum machines and they have big tables and they're in between. So set changes will be a fucking pain in the ass because guys are taking forever to switch up. I say guys, I shouldn't be so heteronormative, right? Or I guess gender normative. People are setting up for a long time. So my idea was you just go up to the table and you act like you're setting up your equipment for your show, but you're really just building a meth lab. in front of, and then like by the end of it, you just start cooking meth, and you're like, that's the performance art of it. Is that? But like you don't actually do it because you don't have the chemicals. You just build the lab, and then like that's it.
Yeah.
You don't actually like cook meth because you could go to jail for that. But yeah.
That's a great idea. That was one of our many. Well, that was one of your like many just weird out there ideas. We used to have a lot
you got
of
any more? You got
sketches.
any more? I have a bad memory. I can't remember this stuff.
Well,
so you got any other good?
You, Sam, and myself when we used to do, video sketches back in the day.
I don't like where this story's going.
Well, really quick, so I don't know if it was you or Sam, but one of you guys had an idea for a baby Hitler. And all we needed
was Sam.
All we needed was a baby, and then all we had to do was dress him up as Hitler. But imagine how relevant that would be today if we had done that sketch. But
no, it would have to be Trump baby Hitler.
Baby Trump Hitler.
Maybe Trump Hitler. That's what people would want nowadays.
Yeah, you're probably.
You gotta add a layer onto it. That's a Sam idea. I can tell.
Yeah.
You know how I can tell? Because it's derivative. Because there already was I remember Kid Hitler comic, and then there was that baby Hitler meme where I eliminated all the juice.
Oh.
He's got the empty sippy cup. You know what I'm talking about?
You think stuff like that normalizes Nazism?
Yeah, that's why we have the alt-right now. It's because of that meme.
That's what.
Literally, that meme started the alt-right. Yes.
Wow.
Do I look sexier now?
Yeah, you have like a Vaseline on the lens look. You're a fucking soap opera.
It's a used dental dam.
Oh God, that's good to know.
It's not really, but that would be good though if it was.
Cheesecloth.
Could you imagine using a dental dam with your wife? Like, what the fuck was my problem? What kind of weirdo am I?
No, thank you, sir.
Speaking of which, you ever get your tube hogged off with a condom on?
What? Say that again?
You ever get your tube hogged with a condom on?
I know some of those words. I just don't know what you mean by them.
You know exactly what I mean.
English, sir. What do you mean by that?
Adrian, you know exactly what I'm asking.
I genuinely don't know what you're talking about right now.
You ever had your tube hogged off while wearing a condom?
I don't think I have. If it's what I think you're talking about, then the answer would be no.
No? Okay. See, I would think you might have done that at least once.
No. Not that I can remember.
But
then again, I do have bad memory, so.
That's true. That
was always a point.
Would you be against it? Would you try it?
How many beers are in me at this point?
Let's not even bring that into it. Just right now.
No. I'm going to
Let's say go back in time. Go back in time. You're not married, no kids, and you're gonna get your tube hogged. But the girl or guy, whoever, whatever it is, they might be they're non-binary. They said that they're gonna hog your tube, but you have to wear a condom. You would just say no, thank you.
Maybe. I think I would say no. I'm gonna err on the side of caution and say no.
For what reason would you say no?
First of all, it just sounds really weird. So if someone were to say that to me, I would just say, I don't know what that is exactly.
Well, they wouldn't say those words, probably.
No, but see, now you got that image in my head, whatever it may be. So I'm going to go ahead.
Tube hogs?
Yeah, so I'm just going to say no.
Okay.
I'm going to go.
All right.
Like I said, I'm going to err on the side of caution and say no.
All right. That's fine.
Let's see. Anyway, all right. What's your second beer tonight, Timothy?
I didn't even finish this one, but
oh shit!
I guess I gotta decide now what my second beer should be.
You have so many to decide from.
I've got too many to decide. Should I do a left hand to match with your shirt?
Why not?
Or should I switch to a stout just to try this out? Special stout that I bought, Jackie O Highland Park Hybrid. Or should I stick with hoppies? Should I do a IPA? Just to stick with the hops. I don't know.
What was your last beer? What was it?
Pliny the Elder. It was a double IPA.
Do something else.
Don't
do two IPAs in a row.
Okay. I could drink the same beer you were just drinking. I could drink a different beer that you've had. Oh, Coconut Brown. That sounds good. What is this? Keeper Vale Honey Saison.
What do you got from Left Hand? Curious.
Left Hand is the Saison.
Oh, try that. I want to know how that is.
Okay. Didn't you say you've had it?
No, I said at first I thought I had it, then I realized
Okay.
I've only wanted to try it. So
Oh, that was close.
yeah.
Thank God that didn't just end up doing something bad.
You almost spilled beer on your computer. Is that what happened?
I know that was not what I was worried about because this computer is not like it could have that happen. But the mic fell over onto my glass and almost knocked it off the table.
Oh shit!
Do I sound all right?
You sound great.
Okay, cool.
This is
didn't
the
matter.
best you've ever sounded.
Really?
Not really.
You've never heard me at 3 a.m. while I was balls deep in your sister's
What?
dog.
Oh my
The
God.
dog, not your sister.
Oh goodness
No.
gracious!
All right, so I guess I'll just drink it out of the can instead of mixing it with this hoppy beer.
Yeah. Honestly, it's been a while since I've actually poured anything into a glass.
It's been a
anymore.
while.
I just drink it straight out of the can or the bottle. Like it
Don't
was
you
intended.
find that to be déclassé?
Yeah, but I'm too lazy. You know me.
Yeah.
You
All
know
right,
me.
all right.
You know me, Timothy. The Saison Saison AU Bleu de Minuit Midnight Wheat. Ooh. Like it. Saison Ale brewed with midnight wheat, dry and crisp, farmhouse style ale, mild what? With Colorado barley and midnight wheat. 4.8 ABV. I'm reading the can. Tim's showing me the can. It's out of focus, but that's fine. I can't read the ingredients. That's too small a print. I'm blind. What's it made of?
Ingredients: Rocky Mountain water, malted barley, rye, rolled oats, wildflower honey, hops, and yeast. It's 10 IBU, so this is not bitter at all. I wonder what midnight. I don't even know what midnight wheat is. It doesn't say that on the ingredient.
Saisons aren't usually bitter beers.
No, employee-owned, righteously independent.
Oh, Left Hand's employee-owned too? I don't know that.
Yep.
That's interesting.
Les Cotin Saisons. All right. Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah?
That's real nice. Yeah,
What's nice about it?
got some like kind of fruity banana esters from that wheat. Ooh, it's dark. Ooh, it's dark in color. It is. Look at how dark in color that is. Look at that pentameter.
That is very dark. Yeah. I was expecting a much lighter color.
For a saison, right?
For
You
a
wouldn't
Saison,
expect.
yeah, like a especially like a wheat-based saison. I was expecting more of a dark yellow color. That's like a dark,
Or like a little hazy.
yeah. That's
I guess that's why it's called midnight wheat.
yeah.
Look at that.
I wonder. Does it have any kind of like dark taste to it, like any kind of roasty taste, or
Not really, no.
no? It's just dark colored, huh? Interesting. Good stuff.
Tastes good. Oh yeah, it's kind of Belgian-y for sure. Kind of got a little bit of that bubblegum, kind of ester, wheat kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
It's a little funky, but not like crazy. It's like it's good. Some good farmhouse style beer for the working man. That's so funny to think about the saisons, the way that they're kind of like delicate and fruity and floral. Is like a farmhouse beer in Europe that's like more for like a working class kind of blue collar types.
Yeah.
That's funny to think about over there. That's what that is, you know?
Well, because I feel like they're not marketed towards that demographic here anyway, right?
No. I mean, no, not really. I mean, here, that's just that kind of beer is like marketed towards fucking beer snobs and hipsters like us.
Right. So that's interesting that you say that because I didn't know that it would be marketed as a
It's
working
not
man's.
it's not marketed. It just historically is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean that's why saisons can be so different because it's really just like locally that farmhouse to farmhouse kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So you like it? What are you gonna rate it on Untapped?
that's a good question. I should definitely give it a rating. I wish that I didn't have to log back in on the computer.
You don't
I
use
wanna
your
have
phone, you
to-
don't use the app. I just exclusively use the app.
I do both, especially when I'm on the podcast. Oh.
Bless you.
Excard on me.
Where do you go?
Video version of this is definitely
different breweries.
What's that?
Where do you go?
What'd you
You're
say?
always able to find all these different breweries because you're always drinking a beer from a completely
Internet.
But you just go to a bottle shop and you just say, "That looks good. That looks good. That looks good," and it's all just from different breweries.
Sometimes. I mean, I tend to like base it on my kind of experience and hearing about different stuff.
Okay.
Ce sont oubliés des minutes. I'm not good at. I don't even know if it's supposed to be French, honestly.
It sounds French. You know, it just looks and sounds very French.
Says you're right. Ce sont bleu. I'm gonna give this bad boy a 3.75 on the old Richter scale. Ooh.
Nice.
New Belgian sour saison. That sounds good.
A sour saison.
New Belgium. If you can find this one.
Does the sour style of beers originate from anywhere in particular, or is it just a style that just kind of
nowhere in particular? I'm just a man. No, no, I mean Belgium, right? And like lambic styles and gooses are like the original sour beers, and they'll tell you that they are. But I mean that's hard to say because sour is kind of more natural and less processed. So you could probably find histories of sour beers happening, and like you could even like argue that like vinegars and stuff are like and kombuchas are like the original sour beers, and those have been around for like forever and ever. You know what I mean?
What is kombucha? I've heard of that. I've never had
It's a tea that's like it's fermented and gets like kind of a soury flavor. But you know, it's just like realistically, it's hard to say. Sour, the lacto, like kind of lacto, and what the other bacterias that cause kind of that more acid-forward flavors. I mean, I would say that it was perfected in like the Belgian styles with the gooses and the lambics and stuff like that, spontaneous fermented stuff in Belgium, and like the Trappist monks kind of styles and stuff like that. But to say that that's where it originated, I don't know if that's 100% true.
Right.
But I would say that they perfected, and like the modern sour beer, as far as we consider it, in America especially, is definitely like Belgian style.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't know, Adrian. We're not supposed to be getting too much into beer stuff tonight.
True.
Really.
That's true. We're supposed to be shooting the old, you know,
the shit hole countries.
I forgot I was on camera earlier when I wiped my nose. I gotta get used to the fact that my ugly mug is not going to be seen by the world, Tim.
I mean, does it matter if you wipe your nose? Is that such a big deal?
Nobody wants to see my luggies. But here we are. Our first video podcast. This is great. This is like...
Where are you going to put the video up? That's the real question. Okay.
Does anything else exist? So, here's a fucked up thing. VidMe. I don't know if you've ever heard of VidMe.
Vid.me.
They were trying to be the YouTube competitor, the alternative choice. You know, they ran out of money, so they had to close up shop, and they no longer exist as of yet. So YouTube continues to dominate the video market on the internet. Twitch is giving them kind of a run for their money, but it's still not really there. I saw that. It's still not. It's not really there yet. So YouTube continues to be the platform for video, and I've had an account like a year since after they launched, and you would think that someone with an account as old as mine would have done something with it, have gone somewhere with it, been one of those crazy rich YouTube millionaires.
Right.
Alas, I'm here talking to you.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that we could. Who knows? We could have had this, this big thing, but how do you know? How do you know that a social platform is gonna, make it as big as YouTube did? No one ever knows that.
Right.
I tried with Twitter when Twitter became a thing back in like 2010, like when it was really taking off. I garnered what I have 1,400 followers on Twitter, but that's nothing. That's a a drop in the bucket compared to somebody who, you know, actually has a large following. So
Right.
um, our Lucha account, which mostly is run by you, you have us at what 1,300 followers.
Yeah, which is not a lot.
I mean, that's pretty good considering. But I mean, that account is more wrestling based now, right? So,
Yeah, I mean it's a mix, but yeah.
I have to say that I know one time I read an article about how this last, the 2016 election was pretty much just a wrestling, show. But could it not be more of a wrestling show like how it is now, right? I mean, with all the drama and all the flip
Right.
flopping and all the face and the heels that we have in politics right now, like I feel like this is even more interesting than wrestling because this actually has real world consequences. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, for sure.
So couldn't you make the argument that like this presidency is like the best wrestling show ever produced in the history of television? Couldn't you make that argument in a way? It's just like wrestling without the actual physical wrestling.
You could.
Wrestling
of
ideas, wrestling of thoughts, wrestling of words.
Wrestling with words.
Am I onto something here or am I just talking out of my ass?
You are into something, especially with the wrestling with words thing.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Trump is a huge heel, right? So who would be a face? Bernie? No.
Well, I'm sorry, what was that?
Trump is obviously a huge heel, right? Isn't that what he would be?
Trump? Yeah, he's the biggest heel for sure.
So who's the opposite of him right now? Who's the face?
That's the problem. We don't have any good faces. we need someone to fill in.
If you could perform any wrestling move on Trump, what would it be?
I don't know. Oprah?
Well, what's the Oprah? How does that work?
No, Oprah. No, I'm just saying Oprah.
Just Oprah. Just make her. Okay.
Yeah.
That seemed a bit ridiculous that she wants to. That people are saying she never even said she was going to run for president. People are automatically like, Oprah gave a great speech. She should run for president. It's like people give great speeches all the time. Should they really run for president?
Right.
Sometimes you have great monologues. Sometimes you say great things. I would want you as my president. You know what I mean? No offense, Tim. So people need to get over that.
Exactly.
Just because somebody is articulate, just because they come off as articulate doesn't automatically mean they should be in a position of power.
This is true.
I want our next president to be someone who's actually an established politician and not a former TV personality. You know what I mean?
Okay, so what do you think? Because I heard someone talking about that, and they were saying how, like, usually we kind of swing the other way. Uh-huh. So, like, we go from one president who's one way to, like, the opposite. And they were saying, like, how, they're just going, essentially, like, what was it? It was, like, Reagan was old and, like, stodgy, and then we went to, Clinton because he's like younger and cool and played saxophone. Then from Clinton being cool and like all that, we went to George Bush, who's like goofy and like silly. And then it was like enough of that, back to like cool Obama. Oh, he's like awesome. And then from there, they're like, oh, we're not gonna have like the cool progressive black guy. We're gonna go like this racist grandpa.
Yeah.
Do you think like people are saying like he's like a political outsider and he's a racist old grandpa? And, like, so will the next one be, like, a straight-laced political type guy who's, like understands politics and everything really well? Or is Trump such a gigantic rupture and deviation from the system as it is that, like, he's created a new paradigm where now it's just going to be a competition of, like, who's the most famous celebrity that, like, wants to be president kind of thing? And it's not going to be, like, it's not going to just reflexively bounce back to the opposite side?
Well, okay, first of all, I like that you skipped over George H.W. Bush.
He didn't really count. He had one term,
but it was funny
and it was just like an extra Reagan.
I could tell that was intentional. No, you know what? It's funny that you say this because the pendulum could swing either way the next election, right? It's either going to be somebody super fucking crazy, even crazier than Trump, if that's even possible, or a straight-laced career politician who actually knows what the fuck they're doing. But
Right.
you can't get that unless you get rid of the fucking electoral college, because let's remember that Trump didn't win the popular vote. So I don't know.
Right.
The problem here is the fucking electoral college. But how do you get rid of something like that? Like, how do you can't. You don't.
I don't know if you can.
You can't. At least not right now. Not in our lifetime anyway. So that's why, with that in mind, the pendulum could swing either way. The Democrats might have the straight-laced career politician, and the Republicans. I mean, obviously, there's already Trump in office, but let's say in 2024, assuming he gets reelected, which, fingers crossed, it could go either way. You know what I mean? It's somebody even fucking crazier than him, or somebody who's actually straight-laced and knows what the fuck they're doing or talking about for the most part. I mean, I'm at the point now where I would take a Jeb Bush over someone like Trump, and that's saying something. I would take Ted Cruz over Trump. That's saying a lot, because Ted Cruz is terrible.
No, you can't say that. That's not.
I'm saying it. Hand to God, I'm saying it, Tim.
No one's taking no Ted Cruz. Everyone fucking hates that guy.
I know. What does that tell you? That I would accept him over somebody as I feel like as Ted Cruz as terrible he is, wouldn't say, oh yeah, that African country's a shithole.
I mean, maybe he would, though. You never know.
Maybe. Yeah.
There
would definitely be some gaffes. Politicians always have gaffes, but our president, he's in a whole other level. He's in a level of his own. You know what I mean? This is unprecedented. You know, this level of shit that we've had for the last year and year and some change. So.
Lord, Lord, Adrian.
Yes.
Have we solved any problems tonight, or have we just made more?
Do we ever solve problems on this show? I don't know that we do. You know.
Well, we were supposed to tonight. That was the whole point. We're supposed to be trying to solve the world's problems tonight.
Yeah. Well, we can always try. It's an ongoing series of us trying to solve the world's problems.
Right.
So there you go.
Well.
Do you want to wrap this up with the?
I think we're getting to that point. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. Let's take another quick little break, and then when we come back, we're gonna announce.
Oh, we're not doing that.
Oh. Sorry.
I didn't think so. Are we gonna do top beers? I don't feel like it's.
I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? Let's take a quick break. Let's take a quick break. Let's kind of reconvene, and we'll come back, and we'll.
Okay, that sounds good.
We'll wrap her up. We're back. This is our inaugural episode of Top Beer, our video version of the show. Anyway, with me is Timothy Robert Bruckner, my co-host. I didn't really properly announce you earlier, by the way. We kind of just went into it this episode.
We did.
Anyway, Timothy Robert Bruckner, Adrian De La Torre here. Dilla Boots on Twitter, Lucha Undead on Twitter and on Untapped, respectively. Follow us both. Keep up with what we're tweeting. I'm always tweeting nonsense. Tim is always tweeting stuff about wrestling that I have no idea what he's talking about most of the time. That's fine. That's part of the show, part of the fabric of what makes our show our show. I try to retweet beer stuff sometimes. I don't know if you ever see that or if you ever...
I do.
So follow us on there, and like I said, keep up with what we're drinking on Untapped. Tim always has something different, something interesting. He's not boring at all. You don't know.
Yeah, I went to Unsung Brewing. I don't know if I put it on Untapped, which I wish I had, but I went to Unsung Brewing for the first time last weekend, and it was really good, so I would give a shout out to them. So yeah, follow me on Untapped so you can see me checking out these random places like that.
Are they in LA or where is that?
That was in Orange County. I'm an Orange County boy. I spend a lot of time out there, man. I love it up there.
You love it. See, I don't like the OC.
Just for beer.
Just for beer. Oh, okay.
Good beer out there, man.
Well, in that case, for the uninitiated, Orange County is Orange County. It's just another... Anaheim,
it's where Disneyland is.
Yeah, it's just outside of beautiful Los Angeles, beautiful smoggy Los Angeles. Which is where Tim is based out of. I'm based out of Colorado, which is... to me, the beer capital of the world, because you have such great breweries out here.
Yeah, that was one thing I thought about. Colorado and LA, or Southern California, I guess. California are kind of like the beer states, right? But me and you never really fight about that, and I feel like I don't think of you as heralding Colorado beer as much as you should.
You don't think so? I'm always going on about Avery, Dell and Oscar Blues,
Right. For sure. Okay.
There's so much good stuff everywhere, though. You know what I mean? But some states just have better breweries than other states. Let's
Yeah.
honest here. The Pacific Northwest, California, Colorado. You know, no one ever talks about a brewery out of fucking Montana.
Yeah, that's true.
When was the last time you had a beer out of South Dakota?
Never.
Or
Never had one in my life.
I don't know, West Virginia. You know what I mean? Like,
No thanks.
I feel like the big states are for beer are California, the Pacific Northwest, which just Oregon and Washington, Colorado, the East Coast, some places over there, maybe, sort of.
Maybe.
Never had a New Hampshire beer, a Vermont beer, whatever.
There's good beer in Vermont.
We're just in our own little bubble here.
That's true.
When it comes to beer. But anyway, so yeah.
There is good beer in Vermont, though. There is good beer in Vermont.
You know this for a
fact? You have to
fact?
accept that. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll take your word for it. So yeah, so our inaugural episode a video episode of this show. Tim, do you have any New Year's resolutions that you're gonna try to keep up with, or do you not believe in any
No.
shit? Okay.
Nah.
I didn't think
No
you
thanks.
would. I just thought I'd.
Do you?
No, I don't. I have a soft New Year's resolution.
What's that? Try to get hard?
To read more books.
Okay.
I have a weird habit of buying a book, like novels and shit, and not finishing them. So I have a couple of novels that I bought that I want to finish. So I'm trying my best to try to do that, because I mean we spend too much time on our phones and stuff. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
my attention span has been shot to shit over the years. And you need to have a good amount of attention to read a book, because there's no visuals, it's just words. You have to visualize everything in your head. I can read a comic book pretty fucking fast, you know, or a graphic novel or whatever. But like a regular novel, like an actual just traditional novel,
Right.
I lose.
A novella? What about a novella?
Even worse.
Do you watch a novella?
No, I don't. Not anymore, actually.
You did before? What'd you watch? What were your shows?
I watched when I was a kid. I watched some weird Spanish novellas with my parents. Believe it or not, in elementary school, because you have family time sometimes, and you just watch what your parents are watching, whatever they had on. So it was about a woman who was poor, and she goes to work for this rich dude, and it turns out that the rich dude is her dad, her biological dad, but he doesn't know it. She does. And
Okay.
When she finally reveals that she's his biological daughter, he has a fucking heart attack.
That's cool.
Is that even possible to have in real life? I mean, it's like, I don't know. It was pretty silly.
Yeah, for sure.
It was a silly show, but it was entertaining to say the least. Anyway, so I'm trying to read more books. That's my or finish my books anyway. That's my soft New Year's resolution.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm assuming you don't have any, so that's fine. Anything about 2017 that stood out to you? Anything personally, or anything that just in general that you're maybe even in a bad or good? Anything about last year that's gonna stick in your mind for a while? Anything at all?
No, man, no, not really.
It's just behind you now.
Yeah, it's gone. It's over with. It's over with, just like this episode is over with, I think.
All right. Well,
especially because you're chopping up and going to shit quality-wise, so we might as well wrap it up.
You look and sound great, so I don't know why that's happening.
I don't know. It's because your internet's bad.
Well, whatever. Well, let's wrap it up then, Tim. We always like to go out with a saying, which we'll do on this version of the show as well. What is that saying, Tim? Can you tell
Really?
us? Yes.
Do we go out with it? All right. Well, it'd be the most important thing. Babble. No. The most important thing in life. 3 B's. Adrian. Good beers, good buds, and good banter. Good night, everybody.
Oh wait, you didn't get to plug anything.
Damn. Okay. We already plugged it in the middle of the show.
All right.